Hi there, it's your garden Staudinger from Munich back again. And today it's not about mowing lawns or trimming hedges. Today we're fluttering straight into the heart, because this is my love letter to the butterflies. Not to the lawn, not to the chainsaw, but to the dancers of the sky, the fluttering flowers, the souls with wings. And let's be honest, a summer without butterflies, that would be like a beer garden without beer. Before we set off together, let's take one step back. Where does the magic begin? What is a butterfly? A butterfly is a miracle in 4 acts. First the egg, tiny, almost like dust. Then the caterpillar, a little glutton turning your flower bed into a canteen. Then the chrysalis, silence, transformation in secret. And finally, the butterfly, light, free, colorful, like a living painting made by nature. There are over 160,000 species worldwide, each with its own story. For me, they are the symbol of hope. From something small, ordinary, emerges something great and beautiful. And when these wonders finally spread their wings, where do they go? Where do they find warmth, safety, food? Let's take a look at where butterflies truly feel at home. Habitats, where the winged dreams live. Butterflies need more than pretty flowers. They need sun to warm up, water to drink, wild corners to hide. A garden full of butterflies is never sterile. There you'll find nettles, wild carrot, oregano in bloom. They love meadows, forest edges, natural gardens, places that are not tidy, but alive. And where butterflies live, nature is still in balance. But these oases are getting rare. As light as butterflies seem, their fate is heavy. So let's talk about the shadows. What threatens butterflies? As light and free as they look, their world is fragile. Loss of habitat. Meadows turn into parking lots, hedges into fences, gardens into gravel deserts. Pesticides and chemicals, convenient for us, but often the end for them. Climate change, extreme summers, dry springs, harsh winters, many species can't cope. And our love for order, too neat, too clean, no room left for butterflies. And that's exactly why they need us, so we open spaces where they can dance again. But here's the good news. It's not only about big projects or nature reserves. Every one of us can become a butterfly friend, right outside our own door. And you know, sometimes you can't capture their value in numbers or facts. You have to say it with the heart. So listen for a moment. A small poem for the wings of light. Wings of light. They dance so softly, barely seen, and as if hope itself grew wings. A breath of color, light and free, a fleeting painting from the sky. They carry summer through the hours, a whisper of wounds, silent powers. And every beat so gentle, slight, turns day to dusk, turns dark to light. But when they turn towards the sun, you'll see life itself has just begun. A butterfly, fragile, small, and yet the fairest gift of all. And that's why it's worth standing up for them. They give us beauty, and we can give them a home in return. And while the last words still hang in the air, they keep on fluttering, little souls with wings. Maybe right now one is sitting on a flower in your garden. Maybe one is dancing past your window. And that's the moment we feel we are part of something greater. Because butterflies remind us that lightness and beauty are fragile, and that we are responsible for protecting this treasure. So let's not just marvel, let's act. Because every one of us can create a little piece of heaven on earth, right outside our own door. What can I do personally? You don't need to build a national park to help butterflies. Sometimes it's enough to place a pot of flowers, leave a patch of nettles, or plant a bed with scabious. Put out a shallow water dish, allow some mess. Nature loves chaos. And most important, no chemicals. A garden without poison is a garden with life. That's how you make your garden not only beautiful but meaningful, a home for those who paint summer into our hearts. And now it's time for color, as colorful as a summer evening. Come with me on a small journey. I'll introduce you to 13 butterflies that conquer our gardens, meadows, and hearts, each in their own way. 13 butterflies, my love letter in portraits. Peacock Butterfly, the diva. Eyes on its wings tell every bird, I see you. Red, blue, black, a firework of colors shining like gemstones in sunlight. You'll find it in gardens, meadows, forest edges, always where nettles grow, because that's where its caterpillars feed. It drinks nectar from butterfly bush, thistles, or asters. In winter it hides in sheds, garages, attics, disguised as a leaf. And when it wakes in spring, it's like a miracle. Suddenly a spark of fire flies through your garden. Not highly threatened, but it needs our wild corners. Without them, even the diva falls silent. Red Admiral, the world traveller. A true cosmopolitan. Every year it migrates from southern Europe, hundreds of kilometers, no GPS, just sun in its heart. Elegant like a captain, it sails across gardens and orchards. Its caterpillars love nettles, the adults love fermenting fruit, fallen apples, even beer gardens if it smells sweet. You'll see it in late summer gardens when fruit trees ripen. Not directly endangered, but climate change shifts its roots. Its presence always feels like a little gift from afar, a world citizen resting in your garden. Small tortoiseshell, the friend. Like the neighbor who always stops for a chat. Cheerful, colorful, full of energy. Its orange, black and blue wings are fireworks you can't miss. Loves gardens, parks, meadows, anywhere with nettles for the caterpillars. You'll easily spot it. Curious, often resting on phlox, asters or butterfly bush. Not considered highly endangered, yet. But without nettles, no new generation. For me, it's a messenger. Proof that nature still lives even in the city. Brimstone, the sunshine. When the brimstone flies after a long winter, it's like the first morning coffee, uplifting and full of hope. Its yellow wings are postcards of spring. Winter is over. Loves woodland edges, parks, sunny gardens. Caterpillars feed on buckthorn. You can spot it as early as March. It hibernates as a butterfly and survives -20 degrees Celsius with ease. Not endangered, but dependent on natural habitats. For me, it's the first greeting of the year, a sunbeam with wings. Orange tip, the rock star. This butterfly wears its spotlight on its wings. White suit with bright orange tips, a real stage performer. Females are more modest, but the males rock from flower to flower like guitar solos in April and May. Lives in meadows, riverbanks, natural gardens. Caterpillars love cuckoo flower and garlic mustard. Not highly threatened, but depends on wild herbs. It proves that spring isn't just a feeling. Spring can fly. Swallowtail, the king. Majestic, large, almost tropical, the swallowtail is the king of butterflies. Its tails look like a cloak. Its yellow and black wings shimmer in the sun. Lives on meadows, gardens, herb patches. Caterpillars love dill, fennel, carrots. Watch for it in summer when you tend your veggie patch. It might drop by. Slightly threatened as its habitats shrink, but with herbs in your garden, you can welcome it royally. A sight you'll never forget. When it floats above your garden, it feels like a castle. Comma butterfly, the punk. Ragged wings, a white sea tattoo. The comma is the punk of butterflies. From below it looks like a dead leaf, from above it screams in orange, "Here I am." Lives in floodplain forests, hedges, gardens. Caterpillars love nettles, adults love fallen fruit, ivy blossoms. Often seen in autumn rocking around fallen apples. Not highly endangered, but without wild fruits its buffet shrinks. A butterfly with attitude, camouflage and provocation combined. Silver-washed fritillary, the noble one. Orange like autumn leaves, big and graceful. This butterfly moves as if the meadow belonged to it. Lives in light forests, edges, sometimes gardens. Caterpillars hide in leaf litter, later feeding on violets. Best spotted on bramble blossoms or joe pye weed, moderately threatened as forests lose diversity. When it sails across a clearing, nature looks like a royal hall. Painted lady, the globetrotter. A nomad from Africa to Europe, 4,000 kilometers without a pit stop. Sometimes they appear in swarms, painting the landscape alive. Caterpillars feed on thistles, adults on almost any flower. See them on meadows, fields, gardens, especially midsummer. Not endangered, but dependent on migration routes and climate. When it arrives, it's like a letter from afar. Adventure on wings. Cabbage white, the people's butterfly. The classic. White, plain, everywhere. Often cursed because its caterpillars love your cabbage patch. Lives in gardens, fields, parks. A true survivor. You see it almost always, part of summer like ice cream and barbecue smoke. Not endangered, quite the opposite, it does just fine. And yet, without it, summer would be quieter. Large tortoiseshell, the rare one. A rare star, large, strong, colourful, but hard to find. Lives in orchards, old woods, floodplains. Caterpillars feed on elm, willow, fruit trees. Best spotted in late summer sipping fallen fruit. Threatened as its host trees vanish, Its appearance is like an exclusive concert. Not everyone gets in. Common blues, the jewels. Tiny but stunningly beautiful. Males shine in sky blue, females wear brown with patterns. Lives in meadows, grasslands, gardens with clover. Caterpillars need trefoil, clovers, meadow herbs. Seen best in summer when meadows bloom. Many species endangered as meadows disappear. When they dance, the world looks like it's sprinkled with sapphires. Map butterfly, the shapeshifter. In spring orange-brown, in summer black and white, like two outfits in one closet. Lives in damp woods, stream valleys, wild gardens. Caterpillars feed on nettles, so don't rip them all out. Seen April to September fluttering along streams. Not highly endangered as long as nettles remain. It's like a surprise egg. 2 looks, 1 butterfly. Special butterflies when nature shows off. Marbled white. Wears black and white checks like a gentleman in a tuxedo. Found on dry meadows where bellflowers and knapweed bloom. Not rare, but threatened as meadows vanish. In a swarm it looks like a chessboard dancing above the grass. Purple emperor. The king with a magic cloak. Wings shimmer violet blue in sunlight. A natural trick of light. Lives in damp woods, puddles, sometimes even on sweaty hikers. Yes, it loves salt, even yours. Rare and strictly protected. Once seen, never forgotten. Scarce swallowtail. Like a swallowtail on steroids, large, long-tailed, almost tropical elegance. Lives on sunny slopes, orchards, vineyards. Its wings look like sails catching summer wind. Rare, endangered in Europe, a real treasure. When you meet one, it feels like summer itself shakes your hand. Anecdotes and love notes, stories the heart remembers. Sometimes it's the big species, sometimes the small encounters, that stay with us forever. As a kid I chased a cabbage white, barefoot through the grass, sweating more than it fluttered. Once a peacock butterfly sat beside me on a bench. For a moment it felt like a quiet little friend. The brimstone in March, for me it was like a sunbeam waking me from winter. And the comma? It once sipped from my beer glass. No joke? That butterfly had taste? Butterflies are not just insects. They are memories, emotions, little stories nature writes into our hearts. And when you've seen them all, the diva, the king, the rock star, the globetrotter and the rare gems, then you know, a garden is more than plants. A garden is a stage for wonders. For me, butterflies are more than insects. They are miracles that show change is possible. They are colors in motion, hope on wings, freedom in the garden. If we love them, we must give them space. Flowers, wild corners, chaos instead of chemicals, and lots of heart. Make your garden a stage, a dance floor, a home for these fragile beings. Tell me in the comments, which butterfly has stolen your heart? And don't forget to subscribe, or the next video might just flutter away. Thanks for watching. Your Garden Staudinger.